we got a trade alert in the NBA, Mario, and it involves the Boston Celtics. Get this, Mario. The Celtics traded Kemba Walker in a 2021 first round pick to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Al Horford, Moses Brown, and a 2023 second round pick. They also sent, in addition to that, Mario, they also sent the 16th pick in this year's NBA draft in a 2025 second round selection, which I find pretty interesting. Um, and yeah, Mario, that's Brad Stevens' first move as a Boston Celtics president of basketball operations. I'll start off first, obviously, but before I do, this article was written by Tim Bontemps at ESPN. So let me go first, okay? You want me to be honest with you, Mario? And it's nothing against Al Horford or Moses Brown. By the way, welcome back, Al Horford. He did play with the Celtics. He did play with the Celtics before. I'll look that up for you. When he did, I believe it was like 2016 to 2018, but I could be wrong. Let me just look that up real quick. Al Horford Celtics. Let's real quick. Yeah, because this is the second time with the Celtics. Yeah, he played from 2016 to 2019 with the Celtics, so he spent a few seasons here. But now he is back. And Moses Brown, welcome to Boston. This is his first time here. I'm gonna be honest, and again, it's something against Al Horford and Moses Brown. I think this is a really messed up trade. I don't. Obviously there were many rumors that Kemba Walker was leaving Boston because he didn't. But let's be honest, he didn't live up to what we expected him to be. He wasn't what we. Was he the worst thing in the world? No, but he didn't turn out to what Boston expected him to. So they traded him off. But, I honestly expected the Oklahoma City Thunder to give us a first round pick and not us giving them a first round pick. But hey, you never know. Those picks can turn out to be something else. But I'm gonna look at this on a positive note. Okay, Mario. Moses Brown is over 7 feet tall. He's a defensive player, and I really think that's something we need. And I feel like that was a big problem with the Boston Celtics this year was defense. Defense was and overall the team itself was very inconsistent, but defense was a big factor to why the Celtics weren't as good as they were. But, yeah, Mario. As for Al Horford, he's back here in Boston. I believe he definitely is aging up there. He's up there in age. He's 35 years old. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure what kind of a role he's gonna play in Boston with all these new young stars here. Which obviously, the one you think about is Jason Tatum. Then you got Marcus Smart. Jaylen Brown is a rising star in the league. You know what I mean? So I'm not so sure what kind of a role he's gonna play. But whatever role he does play, I do wish him the best of luck back here in Boston. So welcome back. As for Moses Brown, defensively, I think this could definitely work. Defense, the Boston Celtics just were not the best at. So definitely see this working out. Now going to the Oklahoma City Thunder, I think Kemba Walker could definitely turn it around there. In Oklahoma City. Obviously his bout in Boston wasn't the best. But now he's in Oklahoma City. He can try and turn things around. I think he can. I think he can help out this team. But we'll see what happens with that moving forward. I'm not going to say who won and lost this trade because, again, there are picks involved. You don't know who these draft picks are going to turn into. So, yeah, overall, Mar, I think this was a bit of a lopsided trade. It's definitely unexpected, but you never know what you're going to get out of it. So with that being said, it's just something I'm going to have to see moving forward. So with that being said, best of luck to Kemba Walker and Oklahoma City. Again, thank you for being a part of Boston Celtics Nation. As for Al Horford and Moses Brown, welcome to Boston. Well, for Al Horford's case, welcome back to Boston. And we'll just see what happens, Marge. I think this is something personally me. I'm going to have to see to the end to try and figure out what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, first of all, best of luck to Kemba Walker and OKC. And as for Moses Brown and Al Horford, best of luck to them as well. Yeah, I can understand the name. Kemba Walker, again, he did all right. Again, he didn't do too bad in Boston, okay? I gotta give him a break. He didn't do too bad in Boston, okay? I mean, he averaged 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. That's basically what he averaged in Boston. So he did contribute to this team very well. But when you have guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown who are finally starting to Jason Tatum, he's approaching his prime. Jaylen Brown looks like he has entered his prime so far. So when you have those guys, obviously it starts to, you obviously a new type of wave starts to come in Boston. Not only that, compared to what he did in his last year at Charlotte, he had 25 points per game, 4.4 rebounds, and 5.9 assists. So obviously, like you said, right, a little bit of a little bit of kind of downgrading for Kemba Walker, but he did contribute to his team very well. Now, going to Al Horford. Look, I mean, first of all, congratulations to him on returning to the Boston Celtics. I wish him the best of luck. Obviously, he spent some time there. He was an all-star in Boston. And I mean, look, last year he had a good year. He had a good year, Nate. 14.2 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, 3.4 assists. When he was with the Boston Celtics in 2018, he averaged 13.6 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, and 4.2 assists. So Al Horford has really been that guy to just he's really been that guy to just stay in his prime. Not in his prime, but overall, he's been that type of guy not
Stay
to
reliable.
downgrade. Right, he's reliable. He's consistently doing what he's always doing every single year, and that's something that I feel like the Boston Celtics could use with Al Horford. Defensively, I don't think they were that great of a team last year. They had Marcus Smart, who was a good defender. I think Jaylen Brown's a decent defender. Jason Tatum's a decent defender, but adding Al Horford definitely helps on defense. And not only that, Moses Brown. Moses Brown was a very good defensive player last year, so that really does help them defensively. Which is something that it looks like the Boston Celtics are going to turn into a defensive team. And I hope that is the case because this year offense was great. Defense again didn't really show up in some games. So I think if the Boston Celtics can have a good defense, can build a good defense, I think that they could have a better year than what they did this year, Nate. Okay, because there are a lot of teams that are good offensively, but you got to be as good offensively as them. The Boston Celtics, they're a good offensive team, but they weren't as good as the Brooklyn Nets. And even if Jaylen Brown was playing, they still wouldn't have been as good as the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, I know you're a Boston Celtics fan, but you know that as much as me. So defensively, I feel like that is something that a lot of teams should be looking at now, due to the fact that the Brooklyn Nets are just fantastic offensively and just like got people like the LA Clippers, teams like them, offensive monsters like Nikola Jokic, Steph Curry. Defensively, defensively, teams should be focusing on that and that area specifically. Okay, because I feel like that's what's going to win you games. Defense, right there. Like we say, defense wins championships. I think that's what they should be focusing on this year. And you look at the Knicks, you look how good they did defensively. I know they have Julius Randle, but overall, they were a very, very good defensive team, and they ended up making the fourth seed. So you see how well it worked for the New York Knicks. Now, again, Brad Stevens, this is his first move as the, I believe, president of basketball operations.
Correct.
This is his first move. And hey, who knows what's going to happen next? Maybe he'll make some more moves. Maybe he'll get another star point guard. We don't know, Nate. Okay, we're not sure. Maybe that second round pick is somebody that he absolutely relies in and is comfortable with. I'm not quite sure, but I will say this. This is a very interesting first move for Brad Stevens, and I'm curious to see where this is going to go because they still don't have a coach yet. So with that being said, I do wish the Boston Celtics the best of luck. Same thing with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think that Kemba Walker and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I think it's going to be a pretty good duo. As for the Thunder, though, again, they were having a very, very rough season this year. And defensively, I don't know if they're going to be any better. But offensively, it looks like they made that good improvement. We'll see how it turns out with OKC. But I think overall, both these teams, I think they did benefit from something within this trade. So with that being said, to the Boston Celtics, I wish them the best of luck with Al Horford and Moses Malone. To the Oklahoma City Thunder, I wish them the best of luck with Kemba Walker and that 16th overall pick. And we'll see what happens, Nate.